Hey everybody, welcome to a new episode of Orange Reel. And we're back in the DC Extended Universe once again. But this time we've got a Marvel guy, or a Marvel and DC guy at the same time helming it. We're talking about The Suicide Squad. This time directed and written by James Gunn and starring such actors as Idris Elba, Margot Robbie, returning from previous film, and Peter Capaldi, who I like Peter Capaldi because I'm a Doctor Who guy, so I got some delight out of that. But anyway, if you want to know some of my thoughts on the first Suicide Squad, the 2016 one that was directed / re-edited by David Ayer Theater movie studio thing. Anyway, if you want to know my thoughts on that movie and everything that led to it, here's a link up in the corner and down in the description. I was joined by my friend Jamie from Neo Trash Video to talk about it. We go pretty much over everything. I gotta say right off the bat, this Suicide Squad is much better than the last one. I mean, just from the fact that it wasn't completely tampered with and they rearranged it and let it be edited by a trailer house. It's really good. It is one person's direction, their vision, their style, their humor, their tone. James Gunn is all over this movie. Just imagine like if Guardians of the Galaxy had an R rating, which this movie does, which leads to a lot of fun, action, and gore. Seriously, this movie gets really bloody and gory at times, but the movie never makes it like too disgusting. It's a lot of fun gory moments, a lot of like kind of like in Deadpool, if you will. And they're all over the movie. It's really a lot of fun. The action sequences are just great. They don't overdo the action. They spread the action out nice and fine throughout the movie, so you're never like too much action to which the point where you're getting bored, or not enough action where you're getting bored. It's got that nice balance. Plus, another advantage this movie has over the previous Suicide Squad movie is, where with that one, there really wasn't many characters that I cared about or had like an investment in. In this movie, I pretty much care about all the members of the Suicide Squad. We've got Idris Elba's Bloodsport? I almost said Bloodshot, but that was that other comic book character that Vin Diesel did. Did you see Bloodshot? That movie was meh. But Idris Elba as Bloodsport, I like him. Now, the problem with him is, in many ways, he's just another version of Deadshot from the previous Suicide Squad movie that Will Smith played. I mean, he's a mercenary, he's like incredibly accurate, and he has a daughter that he has, a problem with. But even though there's many copies of that and copy and paste kind of thing going on here, Idris Elba brings a different vibe and personality to this character. And also there's kind of a self-aware joke they make between him and Peacemaker about just being the same guy. And I think that ties into the Will Smith thing. But yeah, like for instance, Peacemaker, yeah, he has a daughter and he does kind of care about her, but he doesn't have a good relationship with her. So his relationship with his daughter instantly shows the difference between him and Deadshot, where Deadshot was just always looking forward to hanging out with his daughter. Bloodsport's like, I'm a bloodthirsty mercenary. I know who the hell I am, so I know I'm not a good father. But he, regardless, does care about his daughter. But like I said, Idris Elba just doesn't feel like this, like Deadshot. So even though in many ways he is the same character, he's different in personality and his motivation, even though it's kind of the same, the way he approaches it is different. Plus his weapons, whereas Deadshot had just basically a customized assault rifle and had those like gun gauntlets. Idris Elba's armor is his weapons. He pulls off pieces of his body armor and they turn into guns and some combine into bigger guns. It was really cool. That really has nothing to do with character, but I just wanted to point that out. It was like something out of like an anime. I was really enjoying it. Margot Robbie is back as Harley Quinn, and once again, she kills it at as Harley Quinn. She was great in the first Suicide Squad. She was great in Birds of Prey, which even though I had some problems with that film, she was still great as Harley Quinn. And she's great as Harley Quinn in this. She has the line, she has the delivery. There was one scene with her in the movie where I was just like, what? I mean, it was kind of set up, this whole scene is pretty much set up for a joke, and but it didn't make me laugh. But don't misunderstand me, this movie has plenty of funny moments in it, lots of good comedy. A lot of it comes from like them just diving into some of these comic book characters. Yeah, they're kind of weird and goofy and obscure. And they kind of embrace the weirdness of it. They really have a character in this movie called you know what? I'm not going to spoil it because I was unfamiliar with this character because they have a ton of characters in this movie that are like really obscure DC characters that probably most people have never heard of. I haven't heard of a lot of these characters. Only one or two was I like, oh yeah, I've heard of that. And one of them is Polka Dot Man. And his power is he shoots polka dots at people that have, well, they're not normal polka dots, obviously, have special powers. But Polka Dot Man was really cool. I mean, he's probably a character that most, like I said, most people haven't heard about this guy. But, James Gunn did a really good job making him this sympathetic villain who's not really a villain because he wanted to. His life is just like, holy crap. Like when you find out his backstory, you really feel for this guy. And also the way he interacts and how he approaches things. He's not really a bad guy. He's just had he just got dealt some bad hand in life, and he just ended up the way he is. And they make him interesting. It's really cool. All right, there's other characters we could talk about in this film, but there's a few other things I do want to get to. Some of the negatives, which I don't have a ton, but they are notable to me. The movie has a lot of energy. It has great pacing throughout most of it. There is this part of the film, I say somewhere in the middle, where it kind of feels like it slows down and loses some of that momentum that it has going. And it's for character development to help, learn more about the individual characters and, their interactions and see them more kind of like connecting as teammates and all that, which is very important. But I still felt like the momentum was lost there. And the movie was kind of losing me. There was one other moment towards the end of the film where like I felt like they just pulled the emergency brake and we were stopped and it was like, wait, what are we doing here? And then it just goes over here to check this out real quick, and I was just like, wait, no, that feels kind of a jerky stop there. What's going on? So yeah, there are moments in the film where like I felt like it slowed down and it started to lose me, but it always got me right back eventually. Just maybe took a little bit. So that was cool. Also, I want to give a shout out to the costume design. I really like the costumes. I think Bloodsport's outfit looked great, especially with that skull jaw thing he had going with his helmet, which I know is from the comics, but I still thought it looked really good in live action. Ratcatcher's outfit, it's technically nothing special, but damn it, she looks good in it. I'll say that much. Like, me and my old friends, we all liked Ratcatcher's look. And then, of course, you have Polka Dot Man, which, they basically just kind of translated his outfit from the comics, and as ridiculous it is. But like I said, this movie embraces the ridiculous and the campy and the corny, and it all works. And then, of course, you have the Thinker's look, where he basically has, these devices attached to his skull to make him smarter. And, of course, he's played by the awesome Peter Capaldi. Great actor. I was happy to see him in this. But the costume design was great. One final negative I want to bring up about the film is, I don't know if it's much of a negative because it's kind of weird. The movie really doesn't have a main villain. There's multiple, well, I shouldn't say villain because the Suicide Squad is made of villains, even though they all kind of get to that anti-hero point. What I will say is that there's no main antagonist. There's multiple antagonists they encounter throughout the film. But there isn't a main one. So I don't know. It felt like you could say the main antagonist is Amanda Waller, and even in the first Suicide Squad movie, she was the true villain. She wasn't the main antagonist, but she was the true villain of the movie. If you get what I'm saying here, but I don't know. By the way, Viola Davis is Amanda Waller. Great again. She was one of the things I did like about the first movie. But yeah, I don't feel like there was really a main antagonist for the film. So I found that kind of weird. That's not to say that, once again, there are bad guys they fight, take out. In fact, the final battle is pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. But it's amazing. I think so. I just want to tip of the hat to James Gunn. He took a bunch of obscure DC characters and made me care about them, which once again is the biggest improvement. Well, that and the editing. The movie has good editing. It's not edited by a company that usually just edits trailers. So the editing is good. I know a lot of people are going to bring that up. But for me, what's always most important is, do I care about the characters? I don't care how evil the bad guy is and how horrible their plan is. Of course I want the bad guy to lose. But I need to want the main character to be the one to stop the bad guy. And to do that, you have to make me care about the main character or main characters. And this movie does. I really do care about each member of the Suicide Squad. Some more than others, admittedly. But yes, The movie has its problems. I don't think it's a masterpiece as some people are making it out to be, but I still found it very entertaining. It's a damn good film. So yes, I recommend you go see Suicide Squad, and I will give it an 8.5 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10. All right, everybody, those are my thoughts on the Suicide Squad. Let me know down in the comments what you're thinking. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, clicking that like button. It helps out a lot more than you might think. And if you want to catch more videos in the future, of course, click the subscribe button. But until next time, guys, take it easy.